because of this Supreme Court equates money with free speech, the system's awash with money. I mean, corporations spent $1 billion in the last election to elect the best Congress they've ever seen, and that'll be chump change what they do in 2012. They'll spend $3 or $4 billion trying to elect people and trying to tarnish other people and destroy other people. So the system is broken and needs to be changed.
So what's your approach going into the next elections? Where do you draw the lines when it comes to union support that's been so critical, particularly for Democrats?
Yeah, well, we've given them over 25% of their vote. And you take that out of the equation and the Democrats are really hurting. Our members believe in many instances that we need to focus more on our friends. People that are acquaintances, just because they have a D or an R after their name, are going to be a little disappointed because we're going to focus on our friends, become more independent. Our campaign will go on. It won't be dismantled after elections. It'll go on for all 24 months of the election cycle, and we'll build our own internal structure. Instead of giving money to candidates and party structures, we'll give less money to candidates and party structures and more money building our structure so that after the election, you don't have to wave a canceled check trying to get attention. People understand who was there and who wasn't there.
You're talking about building, I've heard you talk about building movements rather than just unions. What's the difference?
Well, a movement is everybody working together for a common thing. It's not each individual union trying to get theirs and the other ones fight for their own. A movement says we're all going to work together to create an America that works for all workers, union and non-union, because we don't exclude them. We're the only voice that speaks for workers out there, and whether they're union or non-union, and we'll continue to do that. Try to build an economy that works for everybody. Try to make sure that everybody gets a quality public education. Everybody gets a fair wage with a living standard that allows you to enjoy some of the American dream and then retire with dignity. We'll continue to fight for those.
A lot of people in the media in particular say the days are gone when we can have such a high bar for workers that we have to tighten our belts and make some tough choices.
I feel sorry that those people have given up on America because we haven't. The rest of the world's civilized world, at least, has figured out a way to do it. We're far richer, although our riches are concentrated more than they have been in decades. But we can still do this. We can create good jobs. We can give people a quality education. We can give health care to everybody else. We can give retirement security because nation after nation out there is doing it now. It only takes the political will and the belief that it can be done. And those naysayers, the ones that have given up on America, they're trying to dampen our expectations about what the American dream can be and should be, and we're not going to fall for it. My grandmother had this saying, and she would say, "Stana tutto bene," and that means from everything comes some good. And she lived her life that way, by the way. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to live your life. That's how I look at the state fights with Scott Walker and John Kasich and all the other attacks that are on us. It allowed us to have a debate about collective bargaining that we've been trying to have for 15 or 20 years. Take a look at Wisconsin. After the Scott Walker attack on us, we organized 7 universities. Working America organized 30,000 new members. We now have a group of affiliates that are in there organizing on the momentum that's been built. And we will end up after this fight with more members in Wisconsin than we had going in. So if his goal was to cripple us and to knock us off the playing field, he's been a miserable failure because we're going to be stronger rather than weaker when it's done.